Good morning, everybody, and I hope you had a fantastic Monday. This is NYG Jeffy T 85, and I'm here to talk about the Brooklyn Nets rounding out their roster in terms of their training camp roster with the signing of a power forward, Raiquan Gray, the 6'8", 269-pound power forward out of Florida State, who has mainly been playing with the Long Island Nets G League affiliate for the Brooklyn Nets, as well as maybe talk about a couple of the quotes of things that happened during MediaDay yesterday. Mostly about like some of the bigger quotes from some of the bigger players like KyrieIrving and KevinDurant and BenSimmons. But first, I'm going to start out with Raiquan Gray. Gray pretty much was a second round pick out of Florida State. He ended up playing with the new Brooklyn Nets Long Island team, the Long Island Nets, the G League team for them. He was a second round pick number 59 last year. He was obviously a second round guy. Played mostly with the Long Island Nets last year. He ended up having stats of 6.3 points per game. He had about 6 rebounds per game, 3 assists, as well as a PIE rating of about 10. And he played in about 26 games for about 22 minutes per game. This was the stats for Raiquan Gray. He's a guy that brought some size to the team. He's also a guy that brought some length, but he wasn't really out there as a big-time scorer. He's mostly there for his defensive effort. So Raiquan Gray is pretty much a defensive guy for the Brooklyn Nets in terms of their G League affiliate. So he's not a guy that's going to go out there and is going to be able to score bolsters of points. You're just going to want him to go out there, play solid defense, be out there to go out there and play pretty much, get some rebounds, play solid defense, block some shots, and just give you some pretty good minutes down there at the power forward and the center position for the Brooklyn Nets. So Raiquan Gray is going to be another guy, another big guy that's going to be coming into the Nets facility and try to compete to maybe win some minutes in the latter part of that Brooklyn Nets roster. But most likely I could see him being a guy that's going to go on the G League and try to develop a little bit more. So Raiquan Gray is pretty much another guy that the Nets have to look out for as a guy that's going to be competing for some of those minutes that are going to be wide open right now. Let's just be real. The Nets are going to be wide open when it comes to some of those minutes in the big man competition because obviously Nicholas Claxton is going to be going in there as the starter. There's no more Andre Drummond. There's no more Blake Griffin. There's no more LaMarcus Aldridge in there for the Nets in terms of a veteran power forward / center. We know Markieff Morris is going to be there at the power forward position. He's going to be competing for minutes there. You have T.J. Warren. You have Yuta Wannabe. You have guys that are going to be competing for the big man stats. But mostly it's going to be some younger players that are going to try to compete for minutes for that Brooklyn Nets team going forward. Now, some of the things that were said at the Nets Brief media place right now. Just a couple of quick notes and news and notes that happened at the media day yesterday. KevinDurant did go into detail of the fact that he did request, was talking about a trade request, and it mostly had a lot to do with the fact that the Nets really didn't put together a team that he thought was going to be competitive enough to win. He just pretty much, that's the reason why he wanted to force his trade out of Brooklyn. In one of his quotes, he says, if that's the way he feels what's going on here, what do we need to change? It's a personal driven, it's logistics, processes, what is it? He was pretty much confused about the coaching things that were going on with the team. He's pretty much confused about, the team's build around the organization last year. He didn't think this organization was going to be built to win this past year. So that's pretty much one of the reasons why KevinDurant wanted to request a trade. And KyrieIrving even mentioned in his quotes yesterday that he said he gave up a 4-year, $100 million contract extension that the Nets were going to give him in 2021 because of the fact of the unvaccination status he had, and that he, of course, had to miss a bunch of games and he had to give up his amount of money just because of that. And he actually said that he was this close to giving up, to pretty much leaving the Nets, that there were opportunities out there for him to be traded away from the Brooklyn Nets, but it ended up not happening, and now he's happy to be here in Brooklyn, and that he's just going to try to go out there with KevinDurant and try to make something happen. In fact, he even was he opted into his contract to remain with the Nets, and that's after KevinDurant made his request, to be able to leave for he wanted to leave for the team, KevinDurant. He wanted to get traded, and KyrieIrving just opted into his contract, so it was just left a lot more turmoil for the Brooklyn Nets in terms of this whole situation. But luckily, things are now smoothed over. KevinDurant now is committed to the Nets, and he wants to go out there and help this Nets team be able to win a championship. And KyrieIrving was this close to leaving from the Brooklyn Nets last year. So we have to see what's going to happen going forward with these guys. Hopefully the turmoil is going to be put to rest. And BenSimmons even put some comments out there that he went through a lot last year. He pretty much is just trying to get himself into a bit better mental state of mind. He pretty much said that he is just in a situation where he's going to be ready to go for camp. He wants to go out there and he wants to prove to everybody he can still be an effective player in the league. So we're going to have to see what these guys are going to put together. But the Brooklyn Nets, they had a good media day yesterday. I thought KevinDurant was very open and honest about his questions, so I give him kudos and credit about the whole trade situations, the fact that he pretty much wanted to leave Brooklyn last year because he didn't agree with the structure with the team. He didn't agree with how the team was being put together. He didn't like how the team was being coached. He just was not happy with how the organization was being put together last year. And now he's going to give them an opportunity this year to see how they're going to do and how they're going to be able to, play as a team. And all three of BenSimmons, KevinDurant, and KyrieIrving all agreed that they think that this team is more balanced. This team is going to be more well put together. They have more versatility. And this team obviously has a chance to win a championship this year. So that's just my little news and notes that I want to give you guys about some of the things that were said at Media Day for the Brooklyn Nets, as well as the Brooklyn Nets have rounded out their training camp roster with the signing of Raiquan Gray, second-year player out of Florida State, 6'7", 269-pound power forward, who played on the Long Island Nets last year, is going to get his opportunity to possibly make the Brooklyn Nets roster this year. So if you guys like this video, please hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYGJeffyT85 for more breaking news, chatter, roster updates around the Brooklyn Nets. Turn on the bell for notifications when the next video or shorts can be dropping on the channel surrounding the Nets. And let me know in the comment section what you think about the Brooklyn Nets rounding out the training camp roster. And let me know if I missed some of the quotes that happened during Media Day. Throw some of the quotes that you liked from the Brooklyn Nets yesterday at Media Day and some of the things that you were questioning a little bit during Brooklyn Nets Media Day. So I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your Tuesday. Take it easy and let's go Brooklyn Nets. You know everybody, it's a Nets world and you're just living in it.